Welcome back to the Rouges, where we talk everything Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. Tonight we'll be reviewing the CONCACAF Gold Cup matchup, first one of the groups for Canada and Martinique. And this one, Canada would take a 4-1 win over Martinique, as La Rouge would take a early lead in the group stage, as they lead the group currently on goal differentials over the U.S. as well. And we go right into the starting lineups where Canada plays a 3-5-2 with Maxime Crepeau at the back of the net, with All-Star Johnson, Stephen Victoria, and Kamal Miller on your back line. And then in your five in the mid, you have Richie Larea, Jonathan Osorio, Mark Anthony Kaye, Stephen Eustáquio, and Tajon Buchanan. And then your two up top, Junior Hoylett and Kyle Larin. Unfortunately for me, there's no Davies, as you know, he was injured, but we have to work with what we got. So this is what we have, and turned out pretty well. As now I'm going to describe what happened. But in the 10th minute, a poor mistake in the back from La Rouge, and they get punished for it from Emmanuel Revere. And what were they thinking on that back line? Poor communication. Martinique pounces on it. Emmanuel scores. It's a dream start for Martinique. It's 1-0 for Martinique. Why? And that was a blunder. But then in the 16th minute, the Canada would get one back as Kyle Larin would stand tall and head it into the corner at the goal. And it's 1-1. La Rouge come back and do tie it, make up for that mistake, and they're back in this one. In 20th minute, Tajon Buchanan runs down the sideline and passes it to Jonathan Osorio, and he taps it in. It's 2-1 now for La Rouge, and they've stormed back and taken the lead. And in the 26th minute, Tajon Buchanan sends another ball into the box. It's laid off to Stephen Eustáquio, and he just rifles it in. It's 3-1. If I said 2-0 earlier, I mean 2-1. And it's 3-1 for La Rouge now. And just like that, Canada has fired 3 goals in a matter of 10 minutes, from the 16th minute to the 26th minute. And just like that, I mean, you make it seem like there's not an issue, but we do got to talk about that goal later on. But it is halftime, and as I said earlier, Canada do begin to find momentum and their rhythm back after that early wake-up call from Martinique after they capitalized on that major blunder from Canada on the back line. But Canada does find the rhythm. They get 3 goals. All they got to do is just not make any more mistakes, and from here on out, they would win the game. And then we go to the 69th minute where Lucas Cavallini tries to tee one off from distance, but it hits wide. And then the 89th minute, well, what do you know? Martinique has a blunder of their own. Poor giveaway from Martinique, and Canada jumps on this one, as Lucas Cavallini crosses it to Corbanu, and he taps it in. It's now 4-1 for La Rouge, and that pretty much does it. La Rouge are going to take a massive goal differential at the top of the group, and it's going to help their case for trying to win this group right now, as they go up now +3, and it's the end of the match. La Rouge take the first game of the group, and Martinique just fell apart in this one. I mean, first half they were all over the place, but second half, Martinique, I guess they just realized that there was probably no way back from this one. They kind of threw in the towel, unfortunately. And, it just fell apart. I mean, after that, after the third goal, that was a straw that broke the camel's back for Martinique. Canada just put the third one on them, and they just gave up. They threw everything they had, and it didn't work. But Martinique will have to bounce back and just get ready to play the U.S., which is next. And Canada hopefully can take this momentum going to play a tough Haiti team. And we'll see how that goes. But we go to the stats for now, and we see that Canada has 14 shots to Martinique's 5. And then 5 of those 14 shots for Canada on target, while 2 for Martinique. That is really good. 80% shot accuracy for the 5 went into the back of the net. That was just great. But there is 66% possession, while 34% possession for Martinique. And then 596 passes completed for Canada to 313 for Martinique. 89% pass accuracy to Martinique 72%. 22 fouls for Canada to Martinique 16. A whole lot of fouls in this one. Just like there's a lot of yellow cards. For Canada, there's 6. Wow, Martinique has 3. So we have yellow card accumulation concern for Canada, as they're going to have to be careful for if anyone gets another yellow card against Haiti, they could potentially miss the next game against the USA, which could be possibly the group decider. So you're going to have to be really cognizant and careful on that one. Canada only has one offside, while Martinique had none. Canada had 6 corners, and Martinique had 2. So pretty darn good game for Canada, rather than the slow start. You know, slow start, that blunder in the back. I mean, that was just why. I mean, he was trying to pass it to someone, and I guess he just was not on the same page, and Martinique just pounced on it, and just Manuel just turns it in, and just the ball wasn't even a rifle. It was just a slow trickle to the back of the net. I mean, Canadian defenders tried to clear it out, but they have no luck. And unfortunately, I mean, for Martinique, this would not be the goal that would stand to see them through, as Canada would rally back 4 more to win 4-1. But, I mean, you do got to look at the positives in this one. And also in this one, as I said earlier, Canada eventually found their rhythm after the first goal, though. But they needed that jump start in order to find their way. Also for Canada, what's important to consider is there's no Davies or David in this lineup, as Davies on the brink was about to play. Turns out he has an injury, and Canada says, why play him, or why try and use him for the Gold Cup when we have World Cup qualifying that's coming up, which I agree with, as that's more important than trying to win the Gold Cup. I mean, if they win the Gold Cup, good, fine. But more importantly, you got CONCACAF qualifying coming up. And then, only thing I saw, though, for mistake for Canada, that was on the field at least, was the blunder. You know, I already said why. That's the only thing I saw. Passing looked great. Shooting looked phenomenal. I mean, 80% of the shots on target went into the back of the net. I mean, that's outstanding. You had to do that to this Martinique team, because once again, this Martinique team is no team to sleep on. When we see what they did to Canada in the past, last Gold Cup, the Gold Cup before that, even the one before that. I mean, so this Martinique team really tells a story on what they can do to Canada, and they're not afraid to put up a fight with Rouges. But Canada do keep them in their place, 4-1, and now they get ready to take on a bigger beast, which a familiar foe too from last Gold Cup and even World Cup qualifying, Haiti. And Haiti, yes, you got to be on your. They're going to be looking for revenge too after what the Canadians did to them in World Cup qualifying, and we'll see what they have on mind, especially how they, depending on how they played against the USA tonight. If the USA beats them in a narrow victory, then they're definitely going to want to use that frustration against Canada next. But if the USA blows them out, maybe we could see a Haiti team that might be like, well, it is what it is. But I don't think we'll see that. I think Canada will face a tough Haiti team either way, so they're going to have to be on their toes, and just like tonight, really put your shots in the back of the net. And so please do that again, and we'll see what happens. But other than the blunder, you got 6 yellow cards, as I said. Major concern for Canada. In terms of looking forward for that possible group decider game against the U.S., you're going to need all your players for this one. 6 of those are sitting on yellow cards, and there is yellow card accumulation in this group stage, but going to the knockout round, this does clear. But if you're looking ahead for that major, all-important, what could be the group decider USA match, you gotta have options. And 6 yellow cards is sitting on a pike. You cannot. This is risky. And he did sub out 2 of the players that were on the yellow cards, and so hoping that they didn't at least get a red card. But now they have to get through the Haitian game without picking up any cards, which Haiti is a more physical team than Martinique in my opinion. And so we'll see how well they manage to do that. But overall, Martinique did put up a decent fight. They did come out flying in the first half, but unfortunately, the Canadians were just too strong for them in the second, and they really just laid their weight down on them and really just fizzled them out. They got demoralized, especially after that 3rd goal, and they lost all the fight that were in it. But they'll have to bounce back and hopefully use that frustration against the USA to try and take them to the brink, just like um, Haiti could very well do that to the USA today. You know, we've already seen some teams get tested, like Trinidad and Tobago testing Mexico, and that ended 0-0. And that's just a reminder that anybody in this CONCACAF Gold Cup can beat anyone. It doesn't care if you're an island nation, doesn't care how low you are in ranking or how high you are in ranking. Anybody can beat anybody, so you always have to be on your A game. And that's just an all-important reminder for just everybody in the teams, the Giants, USA, Canada, and Mexico. Got to be on your heels at all time in this Gold Cup. No easy games. And so, hopefully Canada saw that. I mean, they also had a wake-up call from Martinique saying, hey, we're not going to play around either. We're going to take the fight to you guys. And they truly took the fight. I mean, for the first half at least. And then, unfortunately, it fizzled out. But Canada does not get an easy game. Haiti is going to be a tough one. The U.S. will be a tough one. Going to the knockout rounds will be a tough too, depending on which side you're on. If you're runner-up, well, you're going to have to play Mexico, Qatar. You're looking at probably a Honduras, depending on when they finish. But if you're runner-up, then you could probably play, maybe depending on where you're at, you'd probably play I can't say a weaker side because anything can happen in these tournaments, but you're probably looking at a decent side. Let's just say, you're not going to have Mexico or Qatar on your side. You're just going to have maybe a little bit more softer or a little bit more just doable side. A feasible, if I'm looking for that. Feasible side. But that's why it's important for Canada to really come out of this group. If you don't want to play Mexico, you're going to have to bring it to every opponent and really blow. That means you're going to have to try and put as many goals on Haiti and hope that Martinique can tie the U.S. or even steal some points from them. If you just want that solely group stage winner, if that's what it takes, and of course get the job done against the USA, and there you go. But if you struggle, well, the price you pay and the punishment is you got to play Mexico and try and upset them. And then I have no idea what this Qatar team is like, but rumor has it that you don't sleep on Qatar, and that's going to be interesting to see how that goes and how they play. So I'm really looking forward to see how this guest team plays for Qatar. And we can only find out where they're going to be. Are they going to be top of their group with Panama, or are they going to be somewhere else? Only one time will tell. So we just keep watching this tournament for any other upsets or anything else. But yeah, that pretty much does it for Canada. So great momentum. Take this momentum going against Haiti. Haiti will be a tougher battle, but a familiar foe, as we do remember what they did last Gold Cup to us. Tough pill to swallow still. You know, Canada was up 2-0. Haiti rallies back 3 unanswered to win the game. And I think it went to extra time, and that was pain. So Canada, now you're trying to get revenge and beat Haiti in this tournament that they took you guys out of the place. And so we'll see what they can do starting on July 15th. And that pretty much does it. And next up for this team, as I said, Canada will take on Haiti, and the USA will take on Martinique. So we'll see how, in learning for the battle for the top of the group, we'll see how those games play out. But for now, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of the Canadian men's team versus Martinique. First game of the tournament for the Gold Cup, and first game in the group stage. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. Tell all your friends about it. Also tell them to follow along the Gold Cup, as there could be many upsets, many different teams looking to share their own stories in this one. As it's going to be really interesting. I can't wait to see what else is going to happen in CONCACAF. Anybody, remember, anybody can beat anybody in this tournament. Also tell all your friends that slow starts cannot happen.